The first human instinct is self-preservation. You're going to do whatever it takes to make sure that you survive to the next day. And when you're a parent, that protection, of course, extends down to your children.
You can't say that.
Sir, you can't
Is he
say that.
allowed to say
I'll
that?
say it louder.
This content is coming from the Dear Fathers page over on Instagram. If you're not following over there, it's Say It Louder YT, Say It Louder YouTube, and I'll catch you guys over there. The post says, Dad's sentenced after robbing bank to pay for daughter's medical bills.
Ryan Randolph is a 23-year-old father who may not get a chance to see his daughter Braylyn grow up. The same daughter his loved ones say he was trying to save when he allegedly robbed the South Lyon Vibe Credit Union earlier this month. Randolph's family says they believe the only reason he did it was to pay for Braylyn's chemo treatments after her insurance was abruptly canceled. The 1-year-old is dealing with retinoblastoma, a form of eye cancer. Randolph's bond is $500,000. His attorney tried to get it reduced, but the judge said no. Just today, Braylyn's mom wrote this post saying, in part, as the world knows, my daughter's father is in jail for bank robbery. To some of the world, he is a monster, but to us, he is a father who wanted to protect his daughter. He did interview for jobs, called the state worker for the insurance, nothing. He went out alone, not telling anyone, and unarmed robbed a bank. Police say Randolph indicated he had a gun but never showed one. He's expected back in court in 1 week. As for little Braylyn, loved ones say she has a doctor's appointment next week and will need more chemo within the month.
And Braylyn's mom telling us this afternoon that she finally got a call back from the insurance company. She was told the insurance was canceled because she didn't renew that policy once Braylyn turned 1. Braylyn's mom claims she wasn't notified that was necessary, and she tells us she's still trying to get that coverage back.
On the post, it asks, what would you do in this situation? Would you do this for your kid? Like I said, everybody's first instinct is self-preservation, and it extends down to your kid. You want your kid to have the best opportunity to have a normal life and survive. And they had insurance for the girl, but it was canceled. What does this remind you of? Last month, we had the situation with Luigi Mangione. He was in New York. He killed the CEO of a healthcare company. Part of the manifesto was saying that healthcare is bullshit and they don't take care of their patients as well as they're supposed to. And we see that the policy for the little girl was canceled. In the middle of her treatments, she needed to have chemo treatments. They were canceled. She's not able to get access to what she needs. So what does her father do? He applies for jobs. That's honorable. It's admirable. But the jobs aren't calling back. So what is the next step? Let me call the state worker. State worker's not calling me back. But my daughter still needs the treatments, and I need to get this money. And I tried doing it the civil way, but it's not working. So now I've got to take matters into my own hands. And it's unfortunate. It honestly is. We see far too often where people are put in situations where their backs are against the wall and they don't really see a way out. So what do you do when you don't see a way out? You start fighting, because the first instinct is self-preservation. They set his bond at $500,000 and he robbed the bank. Okay. But he did it with no weapon. So essentially it's a nonviolent offense. Even if he threatened to use one, there was no weapon recovered. So I don't understand why his bond was set that high, especially if he doesn't have any prior convictions. This entire incident with his father is reminding me just a little bit too much of this movie with John Boyega called Breaking. If you don't know what it is, I'm about to spoil it for you. They have this guy who was a veteran. He didn't get his Veterans Affairs check. He goes to rob a bank for $748 and something like that. A very precise and exact amount of money just so he can survive through the next day. Because what did we say? The first human instinct is self-preservation. At the end of all the controversy, the father robs the bank, he's arrested, and then the insurance calls back and says, oh, your policy ended. After all of the stuff that they've gone through, somebody gets back once a situation goes far beyond where it needs to be taken to. And it makes no sense to me. Why didn't somebody intervene before it got to this point? If the father truly was being consistent in calling, trying to get a case manager to look over the information, and he wasn't getting a response for the case manager. I'm not saying that they're responsible for his action, but clearly they're not doing their job, because this guy's in a dire situation, so much so that he's willing to rob a bank. There's no other options. I tried to get a job. I tried to call the case manager. Whatever income that I'm bringing in is not enough, and I know how those medical bills stack up. It's unfortunate for the father to have to go to that extent to try to preserve the life of his daughter. At this point, this story is a decade old. It originally happened in 2015, and the guy was sentenced in 2016. But this is exactly how you get to the situation with Luigi Mangione, or the lady that was on the phone and got arrested because she said delay, deny, depose you people are next. This is how you get to that situation where somebody feels like their back is against the wall and the people that have the power to change it just don't give a fuck enough to help them out. If you like the video, like the video. Subscribe to me back here for the next conversation. And if you have thoughts on the healthcare industry, Luigi Maggiani, this father, or the lady that I just spoke about, let the world know. This is the place for discourse. Till next time. Peace.